Java's like not quite so warm and fuzzy.
It can be if you tell it to be warm and fuzzy.
The snow and the ice and the non-shoveling that goes on a lot around here is kind of interesting. That's a challenge in itself.
Like that the city doesn't shovel?
Yes, so
Like
where I
coming
live
from
right
New
now.
York too, yeah.
As far as the material, we went over like constructors, classes, methods, so kind of getting into the meat of things and tying all of these concepts together, and learning how to make code actually work, which is fun.
Yeah.
Not getting error messages.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, that's been the main thing this week. That's what we were actually working on. We're going through a homework assignment, like step by step. So that was really cool, kind of seeing that worked out.
Really kind of how we're completing a project together, like a full complete project, instead of just having one big thing inside of the main method and just running all the stuff here. We're now breaking things apart of how a real program should operate.
It's like our projects just keep getting more kind of in depth or more involved as the days go on.
It was good. There was some like mental roller coasters with a lot of the information being thrown at me, but I'm ending it like feeling good about everything. So that's good.
There's been a lot of feeling mentally where like I'm using this and it's being used and it gets tired and you got to take care of it, but I'll learn and I'll grow.
I am terrible at focusing, and I'm learning how to get better, just because my previous jobs I was just kind of like on autopilot mode. They didn't require much brain power, so now it's just like I'm relearning how to learn, and focusing on like this new thing for long periods of time. So that's been interesting. I feel like a 5-year-old again. Just like I just want to go color.
I would say the biggest challenge was comparing myself and just getting over not being like I'm not keeping up with everybody, because we're all kind of at different levels. There are people that are at my level. I'm sure there's people that are under. There are people that are over. So it's just like getting over that whole comparison thing. And I think I finally did that today.
So this week has definitely gone better. I think I've changed my mindset so that I'm like healthily thinking about code and stuff like that instead of taking it personally. So yeah, I've started retraining my thoughts to be like, you can do this. I think it's working. For the first time ever, it's working. So this week is good.
Challenging for me this week was really just taking everything, and sure I may understand like what those are as like a definition, but then actually combining them all together. I used an analogy today to where like it kind of feels like I have my shoes on, but my shoelaces are untied, and I know that they're untied, and I know that's what needs to happen, but it's still like I'm stepping on my shoelace, and it's like, okay, I need to get everything working.
So a lot of the times, like I'll be in the classroom and we'll be working on things or we'll be collaborating, and I'll get like a lot of the theories, and mentally I can understand it. And then when I go home, if I hit a roadblock, I'll want that answer to come to me quickly, and that's not always what will happen.
For me, like technically still stuff is pretty okay, because I did a Java boot camp, but challenging stuff has been more the like interpersonal, like tell us how you feel about this, or like, just like really looking inside and kind of being a little vulnerable is kind of just nerve-wracking I think for most people. Like
The challenging thing for me this week was, one, knowing that I know a certain way to do it and trying to convert that and saying, oh, this doesn't work this way, why is this thing not working, and trying to do that. Also, like just still being new and trying to deal with all that. There's all these outside stuff going on. I'm constantly having to manage that and class at the same time. So I haven't been getting as much sleep as I should be. So not because of like the schoolwork is keeping me up, crazy hours, but just so much other things going on. So my energy levels, I'm kind of sick, so the energy levels have been low. So that's really been the biggest challenge for me this week. But coming here and being with everybody, that always gives me a nice pep and just kind of mingling and bouncing ideas off everyone. It just keeps the energy high. But yeah, those were the challenging things for me this week.
Challenging.
Personally, for me, it was more challenging because we're getting more concepts. So like, we're combining more things together into like functioning programs. Whereas before it was like, oh, if I know how to get a few things working, then the program's going to be running. But now our homework assignments are a little more complex. So it's like, okay, there's more moving pieces. So you just have to get a better understanding of how things are fitting in and all working with each other. So
I'm trying to add objects into an object array from a different class. Had a lot of trouble doing that, stayed up real late last night. Kind of got the hang of it, but kind of don't, so we'll see.
Just kind of reorienting my own personal expectations of myself and how I move through the assignments. You know, the fact that it's not just about getting them done, but about digging into everything that you're putting into each of the coding assignments.
The people. So like I've been bringing my lunch for the most of the week, and we all congregate up to the 8th floor and sit at our table and talk about all kinds of random stuff, which is great because I didn't know what to expect coming into this. But it's so nice. Everybody is just, we get along very well. Everybody's willing to kind of just help each other, and there's no like ill competitive kind of atmosphere or dynamic between anyone. So that's been the most refreshing thing.
What was great about this week? Just being able to pair program. Because we had a problem that I didn't work on for homework, and because it was too difficult. And so when we finally had to work on it, it was just nice to be able to ask questions to other people and just feel like, okay, this is how I understand it. This is how much I've gotten done. Where are you at? What questions do you have? And then it's just kind of nice being able to be like bounce stuff off of each other.
It was better than last week. That's great. Yeah, I think our whole group is starting to get to know each other better. Yeah, and it was smooth sailing this week. It was good.
what was good about this week is that I'm kind of getting to the point where I'm realizing it's okay to ask help. Don't get trapped in your head. Like, don't get sucked into the Google vortex of trying to find the answer. Like, just asking a peer or one of the coaches, like, hey, I need some help, you'll probably have a bigger breakthrough.
For me, seeing the change just from week 1 to week 2, I was at least like, well, I feel good that I can do that at least and look at the broader picture of things. So that was a big success for me. So I'm happy about that.
I think just the whole week in general, I don't know, like, there's not one particular thing that stood out besides the fact that I got Hamilton tickets this morning.
Just getting to know everybody better. I mean, I really love people. And it's weird because I have a hard time like in this program they ask you a lot about your feelings, and that's very hard for me because it's like I come from a place where it doesn't matter your feelings, you got to get something done. So go do the thing that needs to get done, regardless of how you feel about it. So it is good because now I can kind of, I've never been asked to really deal with that type of stuff. So now I'm getting a chance to do that and doing it in a safe environment.
Definitely just working with my classmates, and it definitely made me feel more so part of a team this week than last week, because last week it was just me kind of more so on my own, but we really all kind of reached out to each other this week, and that was just a really comforting, awesome feeling. And yeah, we're all super supportive of each other, and best team ever.
I think team building with my classmates has been even great this week. We have lunch together every day. We normally hang out after work, and it's made asking questions to my teammates or to my classmates a lot easier, and getting help from them. I feel a lot more comfortable going to them and getting help. So I think that was a big plus towards this week.
Just there's definitely building, you could feel momentum like in the group, in the way that we interact with each other and the way that we reach out to each other. And I think like we're now familiar with each other enough to where they talk about like building a environment of psychological safety where you can fail or you can succeed or you can ask a question and it's a safe place to do that. So I think this group has really done a good job in doing that.